In 2004, Typhoon Area invaded Taiwan, causing a major impact on the Sherman Reservoir. The flood brought a large amount of driftwood and mud to block and damage the intake facilities. The high concentration of muddy water caused an unprecedented 18-day water stoppage in Taoyuan. The scenery of people lining up to carry water was everywhere, affecting the residents' daily life severely. The disaster caused by Erie was the biggest one in the Sherman Reservoir history since its completion in 1964. A large amount of mud and sand accumulated, and the capacity was instantly decreased by 27.8 million cubic meters. The reservoir siltation rate increased from 18% to 27%, and the water supply capability was greatly affected. The high turbidity of raw water during typhoon directly affects the downstream Yuanshan Weir to supply tap water. The role of the Sherman Reservoir in water supply has been greatly impacted both in terms of quantity and quality. In order to save Sherman Reservoir, the Legislative Yuan passed the Special Act governing the management of Sherman Reservoir and its catchment area in 2006. The Zhongzhuang Auxiliary Lake project is part of the Special Act and is a significant backup facility for tap water supply when high turbidity happens. The Zhongzhuang Auxiliary Lake was built to stable the water supply of Sherman Reservoir. To understand the role of the lake, you should know the Sherman Reservoir beforehand. Sherman Reservoir is the earliest multi-purpose reservoir in Taiwan. Its objectives include irrigation, public water supply, power generation, flood control, and sightseeing. Among them, irrigation water is supplied via Sherman and Taoyuan Canal, while the public water is supplied in three ways: South Taoyuan area through Sherman Canal, North Taoyuan area through Taoyuan Canal, and the Banxin area of New Taipei City from Yuanshan Weir, which is downstream from Sherman Reservoir and Dahan River. Since Taoyuan Canal takes water from the afterbay of Sherman Reservoir, when the reservoir sluices sand, the water turbidity in the afterbay and Yuanshan Weir will soar, endangering the supply of tap water in the North Taoyuan and Banxin areas. The Zhongzhuang Auxiliary Lake is made to solve this problem. Ancillary Lake is located at the Waste River Channel on the left bank of the Dahan River, about 12 kilometers downstream from the afterbay of Sherman Reservoir and less than 5 kilometers from the downstream Yuanshan Weir. The pool area is 41 hectares and the length of the road around the pool is 3.6 kilometers. On fine days, the landscape of the river and valley on both sides of the Dahan River is clearly visible. To the upstream, you can see the spillway of the Sherman Reservoir. Meanwhile, to the downstream, you can vaguely see the Tower of Taipei 101. If you look down from the sky, the auxiliary lake is like a big cello quietly lying on the side of stream and green fields, calm and content. The nearby residents often walk here in the morning or evening, enjoying the tranquility far away from the noisy city. The beauty of Zhongzhuang Auxiliary Lake has not come easily. It used to be a waste river channel, deserted and infested with weed. Many years ago, unscrupulous businessmen took valuable sand and stones, then backfilled with waste and transformed into a messy and muddy swamp. Now, in order to meet the need of the reservoir's backup water supply, the waste and mud were excavated and removed. The lake are built surrounded with bank in the form of curved line, thereby creating beautiful and pleasant waters. This scenery can be said to be an incredible miracle. It is really amazing. The total expenditure of the Zhongzhuang Auxiliary Lake project is 4.267 billion NT dollars. The main work are the weir and the lake engineering. Zhongzhuang Movable Weir is located in the main channel of Dahan River, which intercepts the water from the afterbay of the reservoir and the uncontrolled side flow. It is the intake facility of the lake, transporting water through 1.6-kilometer box culvert to the lake. Zhongzhuang Weir is equipped with movable gates, different from the fixed concrete weir commonly used in Taiwan. The design includes a total of 9 movable gates, each of which is 20 meters wide, the largest one in Southeast Asia. In normal time, the gates are laid down, allowing the stream to pass through without hindrance. As diverting water, the gates are fully raised up. There are 2 sluicing gates on the left side of the weir to ensure that the function of the intake on the left bank is not affected by the sediment. On the left bank, a semicircle cone fishway is set up to provide fish access to the stream when the movable gates are raised to block the stream. The engineering won the 15th Public Project Gold Excellence Award in 2015. Zhongzhuang Auxiliary Lake is the first backup reservoir for a high turbidity situation in Taiwan. The full depth of the lake is 15 meters and the effective capacity is 5.05 million cubic meters. The main items of the lake engineering are more than 5 million cubic meters earth excavation and 3.6-kilometer banks construction. As originally being a swamp wetland, the base of the lake had high groundwater level and weak geological condition. In order to overcome the problem of excessive soil water content, the excavation was carried out in 2 stages. The first stage was based on a ring-shape excavation. By using the head difference gravity, make the water drop to the guide groove, pumping the water in the guide groove out to the pond on the central area with high water content soil. The second stage, the central pond area was excavated, and the drainage way was adjusted flexibly. Also, the water was discharged into the guide groove and then discharged to the downstream of the lake. The bank was constructed almost the same time as the second stage of excavation. To ensure that the bank can work well with good waterproof quality, the bank was designed as embankment dams and different cross-sections according to the geological environment conditions. In order to avoid groundwater with doubtful quality, the left side bank has plastic concrete cutoff wall under the clay core. This type of bank is 2,070 meters long and accounts for 57% of the total length of the bank. The thickness of the plastic concrete cutoff wall is 1 meter. The average depth is 13 meters, and the wall bottom has cut into the base rock of 2 to 8 meters. The wall was constructed with jumping islands method to ensure the seal between the wall units. Since the construction can be carried out in dry condition in the pool area at the end of the second stage excavation, it can be inferred that the waterproof quality of the cutoff wall is excellent. The construction quality of this engineering is excellent. In 2017, it won the 17th Public Project Gold Distinguished Honor Award. The main part of the lake engineering was completed in March 2017, and on May 10th, the weir started to divert water to the lake. Then on May 21st, the water level reached elevation 62.5 meters. It was filled full to elevation 68 meters on June 18th. At the beginning of June, Sherman Reservoir sluiced sediment and the turbidity of the Yuanshan Weir increased significantly. The lake successfully enabled to back up water supply. The first shot was quite smooth. In September 2017, the intake gate of Yuanshan Weir was maintained and water supply was suspended. The lake was once again equipped to back up. The total amount of backup water reached 10 million tons, indicating that the lake can be used as maintenance support of Yuanshan Weir. On December 17, 2017, President Tsai presided over the completion ceremony of the lake engineering. Thus, it formally announced the nightmare of water stoppage of Sherman Reservoir during typhoon season due to turbidity would completely come to an end. The completion of the Zhongzhuang Auxiliary Lake marked the final step of the 13-year Sherman Reservoir renovation project. This also showed that the Sherman Reservoir, having been in operation for more than 50 years, was still strong enough and initiated a brand new era. Let us hope and wish that the Sherman Reservoir has another rich 50 years.